You're listening to Expat Radio, your worldwide friend.
Right, we're dialing in.
Hello, world.
Morning. Every time I ring up on Skype now, I keep thinking it's a submarine because of the noise.
I know.
It's very odd,
it's
isn't
like
it?
we're under the world, under the water.
Yeah. It's like, what's the name, Seven or something, that film. I can't remember what it's called now. What was it called now?
Yellow Submarine.
That's it. How could it be Yellow Submarine, you numpty? It's something Seven, not Yellow Submarine. We all live in a yellow submarine. All the gay sailors singing that all together. We all live. Oh, I'm so happy I'm in the submarine together with the other boys and girls out here and diddly-dee-dee-doo. Crazy.
Wow.
Anyway.
This is an amazing start to the Heartbeat this morning. Welcome, everyone, to the Heartbeat with me, Christine Saunders, and my amazing, beautiful, talented, incredible guest, Esther McCann.
Hold on, I thought you were on about me then. Before we went to Esther, I thought you were talking about me.
Yeah,
Beautiful,
sorry,
talented.
Dave.
Yeah, calm down, love.
I know, and it all went down the pan then. And she's on. She must like you. Trust me.
Oh, I love Christine.
Do you?
She's my girl.
Yep, Esther's my girl. So let me tell you about the first time we met, Dave. And you might have to wrangle us in a little bit. It's going to be a little wild and crazy today.
God. Is it going to be a bit girly today, is it?
Yeah, we're going to talk early, maybe a little bit. But the first time that we ever had a conversation, I think we spent almost an hour and a half, an hour and 45 minutes on the phone, talking about anything from tattoos, relationships, men, women, sex, manifestation, visualization, life, anything you could ever imagine possible. I think we touched on.
Yeah, pretty much. It was
pretty much.
Yeah, Britannia Encyclopedia in an hour and 45 minutes.
Quality.
Yes, that was ours.
Quality.
And we both have potty mouths.
Have you really? Have you got Tourette? Have you got Tourette syndrome, the pair of you?
Yeah, we're filthy mouthed.
Oh, blow me sideways with a feather.
Yeah, so hopefully we're appropriate today. We will do our best, Dave.
We will be good girls today. We'll try.
Well, you know what? I'm just as bad when I get going. When I've had a Bacardi and Tizer, I'm like you won't believe. It's coming out like never before.
We don't have to have any drinks. It just comes out.
Yeah, well, I've met Gil.
Who asks for a Bacardi and Tizer?
Oh yeah, have you never had it?
No.
Seriously, ask for that behind the bar. You'll cause chaos. But everyone's, what the hell's that? And they're all running around. I've never made that. Have you made it? What is it? What is it? You know, you can see people running. It's like going in when you go in these women's shops and ask for tester for perfume. And they go, tester? I said, yeah, it's my girlfriend's favourite. She's always got it. It's on the dressing room table. And they're like, what the hell? And then they're all going, I'm saying, look, there's loads of them there. I just want a full bottle of tester. And then they're like, well, we haven't got one. We'll just put some water in and top it up then. That'll do. I'm paying for it. Just give it me. That causes chaos and all.
Well, we're not taking you shopping, that's for sure.
Nope, no shopping. Sorry, Dave.
Right. Well, I'm going to put my feet on the desk, hands behind my head, and I'm
sure
on
you
starters orders.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, Esther, tell us a little bit about you.
Okay, so I'm Esther McCann and I'm from Bristol. Dave thought I was from the north this morning. I was like, no. I'm from Bristol, so we say, all right, me babber, where I live. I'm an intuitive life coach, so I help people with their mindset, goals, confidence, but I'm also a manifestation mentor, which means helping people to create their best life through manifestation.
Oh, I can't wait to jump into that. That's going to be so much fun.
Oh.
And, see, I know you could do it. I knew
it.
I knew you couldn't.
Couldn't what?
Put your feet up and put your hand behind your head and just listen.
Got both hands behind me behind my head.
Put one over your mouth.
Oh.
Dave, would you like to say something?
No.
Oh, I thought you were going to make a comment. Were you just groaning or something?
No. I'm just, sunbathing in the studio here with my thong on and my balaclava and my welder's mask. That's me sorted.
Oh my gosh. I feel like we should probably go to a quick song and then come back.
You know what a lot of people forget when they're sunbathing? They go and sunbathe on a sunbed, don't they? They never put sun cream on the bottom of their feet, do they?
No.
Because some Burke I knew went on holiday to Greece and burnt the underside of his feet. You've never seen anyone trying to walk like Charlie Chaplin on the balls of his feet, on the heels of his feet for 2 weeks. It was one of the funniest things I'd ever seen in my life. It was like going to Aqua World, watching a blooming something trying to walk around it like a penguin.
Oh my gosh, poor guy.
It was horrendous.
Top tip for the day: sun cream your feet.
Yeah, exactly. In between your toes and on your tops of your feet, then you're fine. Then, but some Burks, they lie there, they smother themselves in it. 4 hours of absolutely baking hot sunshine, thinking I've got to get brown. Next minute, they're glowing on the bottom of their feet.
Oh my gosh, that would be painful. We should go to Girls Aloud Promise, and we should be right back.
You're listening to Expat Radio, your worldwide friend.
Right, we're going back live to the girlies this morning.
What a jazzy song.
Good, wasn't it?
Back.
Yes, that's a fantastic song, Esther. You are right.
I know. I'm always right.
I played
Of course you are right.
I played the wind chimes and the triangle in that, actually. Nobody
Sorry,
knows that.
I didn't catch any wind chimes in that song.
Didn't you?
No.
I was in the car park playing it.
Oh my God. Well, this is going to be the best episode of the Heartbeat in a long time. I'm so excited. So we have some topics that we want to talk about today, and I'm just going to launch and talk about manifestation, because you are all about that. You're a manifestation coach. So what is manifestation?
Okay, well, I'll try and make this sound as accessible to people as possible, because sometimes it fries people's brains. So a manifestation is when something positive or negative happens to you or shows up in your life, and that thing is a direct reflection of the energy that you're putting out to the universe. Mm-hmm. So we're manifesting all the time, whether we're consciously aware of it or not. But people that are into law of attraction and living a manifestation lifestyle, they try to harness that to deliberately create the life they want.
So how does that work? I know we're going to dive into that. That does feel like it's a little inaccessible. So
yeah, I've just put it in Amazon.
Work? You're right.
I've just put it in Amazon. I'm trying to find it.
You're trying to find what?
That manifestation. This what you're talking about now. This manifestation, my life. I'm trying to. Can you get it on Amazon?
Just calm down, Dave, and just listen, and then you'll understand.
Oh, I do love confusing women. I do love it when I go.
You're not giving me a chance here, Dave. You're jumping straight to conclusions.
I'm keeping stum.
She's amazing.
How it works is that the idea is that just appreciate that if you put out positive energy and you're a good person, you're happy in your outlook, you're not complaining, you're really grateful for your life. The idea is that you become a magnet to attract more positive things back to you. But if you're one of those people who's like, oh my God, my day is so crap, this just broke on me. Now I've got this bill. I'm going to, preach my life about it all over Facebook. Then you tend to attract then more negative experiences back to you. So the idea is just put out positive, and that's what you'll get back. But that's not simple for everybody. So that's why it takes some mindset work. And when you've done that mindset work, you can ask the universe or the bigger picture, whatever, as long as you believe that there is something more than what we are, you can ask the universe for what you want. And then it's about believing that that is going to be delivered to you and feeling good in the meantime.
Yeah. So let me ask you this question. So I have a couple of people that I follow on social media or that I know in my life who feed on this drama in their life. I look at their life, and they put it out there on social media, and it's like, if all these things were happening to me, I don't even know what I would do. So what would you tell someone who is like, here's this tragedy, here's this bad thing that's happening, here's this thing? What would the first thing you would tell them?
I think it's difficult. Like if it's a tragedy and, like a genuine tragedy, everybody needs to process that.
Mm-hmm.
But when it's just like, oh my God, I just need to vent off, everybody needs a vent sometimes, but it's when it turns into, like you say, drama. And how many times do you have to tell the same story to like 5 different people?
Mm-hmm.
At that point, when it's gone past that point of just needing to process it, you have to say, how is this serving you? Like, how is, moaning about this, what is this doing for your life? Is this making you feel good right now? Because the answer is obviously no.
Right.
And then it's going from there. But with people that do this repeatedly because they have a need for that drama and their ego wants to create that because there's something back for them. It makes them feel like they'll get sympathy, things like that. There's usually an incentive to why they do what they do repeatedly. So it's understanding whether they just really do want to vent or whether they're looking for attention, something like that. There will be an internal motive as to why they keep creating drama.
Right. And I think the first time you and I talked, we kind of talked about how we're seeing some people who, I'm all about telling your story if you feel inspired to do so and you feel like it could be inspirational for people to talk about. And then there's a point where like I have a story and like I could spout about it every day in my life on social media. I choose not to, but there are people who choose to. And my thought process around that is if you choose to live in that story over and over and over again every day, that's the energy you're putting out. And is that really the energy you want to put out?
Yeah, exactly. And I think it is important. It's like how you tell the story. And if you're trying to help other people and you're kind of always turning it back round and showing the silver lining in the cloud, showing the positive angle of how you've learned and grown from it, I think that is positive. But for the person telling the story, it does get draining because, like you say, you're still living in the past every time you have to go back and revisit that. And I truly believe that you should just live in the present and enjoy the present, and that creates your future.
Right. Absolutely. So who's ripe for this manifestation? Is it for particular people or is it for anybody?
It's literally for everybody because law of attraction and manifestation, they're not a religion. They're not a separate faith. As long as you could be from a religion or you could just be a normal person that just says, I appreciate that we might be part of something bigger. I don't know what that is, but I'm going to try and live my best life because ultimately that's what it's about. It's about having a healthy mind and being happy. And how is that not for everybody? That is everybody's sole purpose and goal in life is to feel that they have lived a happy, fulfilled lifestyle. So that's really what it's all about.
Yeah.
So yeah, for everyone.
Absolutely.
Everybody.
I mean, could you imagine if everyone was living in this space of positivity? Like that would just make the world a better place. And I think that's what you and I are out to, that's our aim, our goal in our life is to make this world a better place for everyone.
Yeah.
I think you should get a bus and drive round. I think you should do a tour of the UK, the pair of you. Yeah, get a bus and with a tannoy on the top and say, all the miserable buggers that are out there, bugger off. All the happy people, start joining a convoy behind the bus here. And when the bus is full, then get another bus.
Well, it's like the love train, isn't it?
Exactly.
People all over the world.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Keep going. Hold on, I'm getting my wind chimes out in the triangle here. I've got the hand clap. Don't stop now.
The problem is that you're right, Christine. Like the world, if everybody in the world took this kind of attitude rather than being like, well, I'm from this faith and you're from that faith and we believe in two different things and so we should go to war about that. It is silly because those, the people who, you could say like founded religions like, Jesus, Buddha, things like that. They didn't come to say, be a Christian or be a Buddhist. They just came to teach love and that's all they did. But it's turned into like, us versus them. And I think if everybody just said, let's just live a life of love, then we wouldn't have the problems that we have. But unfortunately, with people that feel negative, they have to want to get out of that space to help themselves. You can't force anybody to change.
Right. Absolutely. Let's take a quick break, and then I want to come back and talk about what we recently talked about in a conversation about masculine, feminine energy and how it shows up. That should be really interesting.
How it shows up.
What's that?
How it shows up.
How it shows up for us.
Yeah.
Oh, Dave. See, we're going to teach you so much.
No, don't start. I know where this is going.
No, I'm not going anywhere. Wouldn't say a thing, me. Don't get me involved. I'm just thinking masculine energy showing up. Bling.
So, see, now you have invited yourself into the conversation. So we will be engaging you in this conversation. I can just feel it. For sure. Oh. So we're going to take a quick break.
Hi, I'm Bonnie Tyler, and wherever you are, you can listen to Expat Radio.
You're listening to Expat Radio, your worldwide friend.
Okay, I like that song. That's pretty cool. I'm going to learn how to pronounce it.
We're back in the room.
We are back in the room. Okay, yes. So don't leave. Don't go to the bathroom.
Please don't go. Please don't go. Dee, 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 dee. We won't say where you've been.
So what happens is when we go to song, Esther and I can still have a little conversation before the next song comes on. And I'm talking to her like, hello? I think I've lost you. Oh my God, I've lost you. And I couldn't hear her. So
and then you could hear Niagara Falls. Then you thought, where has she got here?
Oh my goodness.
And then you went, oh, manifestations. Gosh. I'm on my way.
Manifestations. Yeah. So we are back on the Heartbeat with Christine Saunders and my amazing guest, Esther McCann, today. And we're talking manifestation and pretty much anything else we feel like we want to talk about today. And we left before break and we wanted to talk about the masculine, feminine energy and how it shows up for us. Because we just had a conversation. What's that?
That noise is coming through again. It's like static.
What? Is it? It's not me, is it me wind chimes?
Is it when we all try to talk at the same time? Because sometimes that happens.
I think it's when one person tries to butt in.
I'm not saying a thing.
It's that masculine energy in the room.
Yes, through the airwaves across the world. So anyway, we were just having a conversation the other day about masculine energy. And so it came up because the question and the conversation around was, I've had so many of these, I've had so many men on the show lately. And Esther's question to me was, why is that? And so I thought about it for a minute, and I've really been called to talk about and to bring awareness around masculine, feminine energy and how it shows up. And so we were talking about that, and we thought we'd talk about it today and how we have it in our manifestation. So Esther, what are your thoughts?
So in terms of manifestation, the idea is that you have within you, as a male or a female, masculine and feminine, their energy, you could call it qualities, but the masculine operates from your left side of the brain. That is the, putting in actions, thinking logically, what can I do next? When you want to manifest something, you're kind of like, well, what could I do to make this happen? Whereas the feminine side is your more creative side. It's more listening to your intuition, more flowing with things, and, feeling like you can sit back in the bigger picture and trust the universe and not worry so much. But I think in terms of what you and I were talking about the other day, I feel that men have had this kind of platform for a very long time to be powerful and kind of to run the world, really. But that doesn't mean that they've had a platform to express their kind of feminine side and their sensitive side. Mm-hmm. And I think that now there is a space coming forward via people like yourself who are giving men that platform to explore that side of themselves and to show that sensitivity.
Mm-hmm. And so how does that change people's energy and the energy they're putting out if they can have a space, if I can create or you can create, and not just for men, but I'm kind of focusing on men, like how does that change the energy they're putting out into the world and then also receiving back?
We do have to have a balance of both, and you can't manifest being an all masculine person in terms of energy, and you can't manifest being all feminine, because all feminine is just purely flowing with, you know, your gut, your trust, your instinct. But sometimes the universe might say to you, you need to make that email, you need to like step up now, and you need to act on this. And that then brings in your masculine component. So it takes both. They're, you know, a partnership of equals, and they're working together to help you create the life you want. So it's kind of just having a real self-awareness and understanding where you sit on the spectrum. And, you know, are you, like, for me, I'm all about do. And it's like, I need to kind of feel like I'm in control a lot, and that I'm putting all the action out there and doing it right. But sometimes it's kind of like, okay, you've done what you can now, that you can do no more. So now you need to tap into your feminine side and just relax and just sit back on this. And then I think once you've got that balance of the energy, and you know that you've done everything you can, but you've left it to the universe now, that's when you start manifesting, when you let things go and you're not like desperately attaching to the outcome. So putting those energies out there together should bring back positive energy to you.
Right. And I think one of the things that really stuck with me in listening to you over the last few months was, you know, we have this idea that we're going to put this energy out in the world and it's going to come to us in a heartbeat or tomorrow. But there's really no, you know, what you said to me was there's no time frame. Like the universe, you know, talk to us about that, how that works. There
is no like time scale with what you want to manifest. If anybody's like read or watched The Secret, they should understand this, that if there is always a time delay, because as soon as you have a thought and you can conceive something in your mind that you would like, so say in your mind you're like, I'd love to go on a camel ride one day, and it's like the next thing you know, suddenly there's a camel has like appeared in your bathroom, and you're like, okay, I wanted it, but I didn't want it right now. There's always a time delay, because the universe knows when it's best for you to have that, and when it can deliver. So for me, like, I feel like with a goal is something, if you can put a time scale on it because you know you can achieve it, then you can do that. But sometimes with manifestations, it's like, I'd like it to happen by this point, but it might not, because there might be more things going on than I know about, and there might be a bigger picture that I need to like become aware of, and it will happen when it's meant to, but you have to be patient. You have to understand that you can't put a deadline on it.
Right. So when you have your clients, are most of them females, or do you have some men, and how do you describe that to them?
They're all they're predominantly all female. And how do I explain the timescale element to them?
How do you explain like a manifestation to like a man? Like how would you do that? Since you said it's usually sort of more driven in the female population.
Yeah, I think the thing about the female population is that, again, for me, a lot of women are inspired and encouraged to tap into their femininity, their creative power, whereas for a lot of men, I don't meet very many men who are into spirituality. And I don't know if that's because for men it's seen as a bit like taboo, a bit like you're too in touch with your feminine side. Does it make you a bit odd, like a bit different? I don't think that's necessarily true. I think there's many, many men out there that are into law of attraction and manifestation. They just don't seem to cross my path. But hey, I'm sure they're out there.
Right.
Dave's listening to this, so Dave, maybe you'd like to say about. Look, I love it. So now I've asked him to pipe up. He's gone off for that title.
I'm just nice and relaxed here. I'm just thinking about blokes I know that are into spirituality, and most of them are vicars. But you don't want to know about a vicar, do you? But go on.
But do you know many men that are into spirituality?
Quite a few, yeah. Ones that,
do you?
Yeah, seriously. Certain guys that I know that. Well, a lot of the guys that. I have, because of the business coaching and things like that I'm involved in as well, and the mindset stuff. It's obviously, I'm a clown at the end of the day, but I also, the serious side of me looks at that at the same side as you're talking about, and it's very much the same thing. It's a lot of guys don't like to put that side of them across because they feel it's a weakness. Why? I don't know. Because a lot of people, once they do start speaking about it, it's a massive strength in the personality, but a lot of guys automatically take it up into their head that they're thinking, well, why I don't want this to come out. People start thinking I'm a bit of a a weirdo or a and you're thinking, well,
people think that about me. People are like, she's crazy. Like, what is she talking about?
No,
so
well, it's not, is it?
No, it's just put out positivity and lead a positive lifestyle, but. Understand when you need to step up and do things, and when other times when you just have to say, right, I've just got to leave that to the universe now because I can do physically no more. But I think with guys, I've got one male client, and he really truly believes in it all. But I don't know how many of his friends he discusses it with. I think
the issue. I think one of the issues is that probably a lot of guys that have never. I mean, I've always had this mentality anyway, so it's not really a shock when people are talking about it, and then somebody has a conversation about it and says, "This is how it should work for you," and you think, "Well, that's me. That's the way I live my life." But when other people of a completely opposite mentality look into it, they scares them to death because they live their life by negativity. They're one of these where the amount of people when I said I was moving abroad and they're all, oh my God, what are you doing that for? It was all no, and I'm like, well, why not? And then when they're always waiting for there's always a yeah, I want to do that, but. And there's always a but, which means negativity. And you think, what on earth? If you're living your life like that, you're just going to end up going down the same tunnel all day long for the rest of your life, and you'll never achieve or find anything new in your life and experience new experiences that, blow you away. And you just think, well, why can't you get out of that mentality? And yet people that are in that tunnel can't understand how they can get out of it.
I think that a lot of people, they're afraid that when they step out of their comfort zone, and actually their comfort zone isn't that comfortable. Often it's quite, obviously, like you say, it's negative, so it's uncomfortable. So they're in the uncomfortable zone, but they're scared that if they kind of get their hopes up and try and step out of, like you say, this corridor, that they're going to get hurt. So they'd rather just stay where they are.
Yeah, they're following everyone down a corridor. They're just following everybody else, and yet there's doors leading off to different rooms, and they're going, oh no, I'm not going in there. I don't know what's going to happen. And you think, well, I am. I'm in there. I'm finding out what's happening.
We know you are.
Oh, big time.
Oh, Dave, that's fantastic.
I mean, every door going, me.
Dave, you're a risk taker. I love it.
Well, I
absolutely love
it.
it.
The thing is, you've got to live your life like that, because if you don't attempt things, at the end of the day, if you look back on your life and you go, oh, I had such a great life, but I wish I'd done da-da-da-da-da, and you think, well, why didn't you do it? And there's so many people that live their lives like that they'll say, oh, I'd love to have done that, but, and they're so scared of the unknown. That's the thing. Once they've actually done it, and then they're in there. They're in this bubble, and then they go, what on earth was I scared of it? It's like when you learn to swim. You're scared to death at first, thinking, there's no way I'm getting in the 6 foot of water when I can't swim. You jump in, all of a sudden you learn to swim, and you can swim to the other side. You go, well, what was I scared about? And then the rest of your life, you can't get out of a swimming pool, quick enough, can you? You just want to be in there all the time. You're like, well, how good is this? You go on holiday, the first thing you want to do is get in a pool.
It's like my worst nightmare. I hate the swimming pool.
Yeah.
My gosh.
But when you're on holiday, the first thing you want to do is get back in the swimming pool. When you're a kid, you didn't want to get in it. But once you as you get older and you see a swimming pool in a hotel, think, that's it, straight in the pool. Get me trunks. Throw me trunks off the balcony. I'll be there in a minute. You got bollock all up when you stood around the pool to begin with. I need me trunks. Get me trunks on.
Oh my gosh. This is fantastic conversation. We should probably take a quick break and then come back and ask Esther a little bit more of some vision board stuff, which is really cool and right up my alley.
Do I have to draw pictures now as well? This is going to be quality on radio. It'll be like a firework display on the radio.
We're going to listen to Bryan Adams Share the Light. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Expat Radio, your worldwide friend.
I'm getting that song. I love that new song by Bryan Adams. That was fantastic on his new album.
Yeah, a song about a torch. Not many songs out there about miners' helmets and torches, are there? But there you go. Big hit.
Oh, Dave.
Wind chimes, shine a torch, get a wind chime, and get a triangle in your car.
I think we should start a band. You can play the triangle, I'll play the spoons, and Esther can sing. She has an amazing voice.
Has she?
Yes.
Right, come on then. Come on then, McCann, let's hear you.
I'm not here for that.
We'll get her to sing next time she's on. Dave.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, give me a few rum and cokes, and we'll have a karaoke session.
Bacardi and Tizer.
Bacardi and Tizer.
Oh my gosh. We have very, very limited time, and I want to ask you about vision boards because you and I did some vision boards the beginning of the year, and they were really fun to see each other. So talk to us about your interpretation and how you use vision boards.
Okay, so for me, a vision board isn't just sticking on all the pictures of everything that I want. A vision board for me is also about putting on things that already make me feel good. And also I put a lot of affirmations on there. So if you don't know what an affirmation is, it's a really strong positive statement that's designed to help you change subconscious beliefs about yourself. So you can say, I am enough, I am deserving of this. So I put those on the board as well. And I put on things that already make me feel good. So when you want to manifest something, so say you want a new car, you don't just want a new car because you want a new car. Like, odds are you might be like, I want a new car because it's going to make me feel safe on the road. It's going to make me feel successful. Things like that. There's always an emotional driver behind what it is that you want. So I try to, as well as put the picture of the car on, I also put on pictures of things in my life that already make me feel good. So I've got pictures of my daughter on there, my partner, things like that, because then when I look at the board, I feel good. And then I put positivity out. So it's about maintaining the great things that you've already got going on that then help you to attract more of the things that you want on the board. And by putting the affirmations on the board as well, it just means that every time I walk past it, because I'll put it in a really visible place, I can speak them out. I can make it a regular part of my routine rather than being like, oh, I've got some affirmations in my journal that I left at home that I just need to get out and dig out and read out. Like, you have to put them somewhere where you're going to see them and want to read them.
Right.
That's my take on how I do a vision board.
I've got a picture of a rickshaw on my vision board here.
What's she going to do with that?
What
are you going to do with the rickshaw?
Well, I didn't need a car, you see, so I thought, what else would you make use of it? I mean, it'd be great in the garden. You can put all your garden cuttings and everything in it, and still get your granny in the back of it and the neighbour to take to the shops when you finish it, wouldn't you? Hey, dual purpose, don't you? I mean, you look stupid sitting in a wheelbarrow. If you get 2 old deers in a wheelbarrow, my God, you get arrested for that. But I mean, if you get a rickshaw, run down to the shops with them in the back of it, you're laughing.
If it makes you happy, Dave, then you do it.
I need a new tyre on it, though.
I
think the tyre's a bit worn on one side. The neighbour's a bit of a big girl, bless her. She's worn it, and she leans to the side and leans over.
How do you do your vision board, Christine?
I am similar. I put some emotion behind what I put in there, and I also have some affirmations, and I have them like hanging on the back of my front door, so I come in and go so often that I look at them, and you unconsciously do many visualizations when you see these pictures of things, and I really put the energy out there like it's already happened. And so it's like, if you can visualize yourself sitting, in this really amazing vacation somewhere, if that's really what you feel like your soul and your heart needs, then it's more likely that energy is going to come back sooner, I feel like, than if you just keep saying, God, I need a vacation. God, I need a vacation.
Oh, yeah. You've just touched on something like so massively important. It's the focusing and feeling like you already have what it is that you want. So when like you say, when you're going, I need a vacation, or you're going, I don't have this, I don't have that, right there, you're just focusing on the lack of what you don't have in your life. So that is negative. So when, like, if you're somebody that prays, or like, I just tend to just talk, I probably look like I'm just talking to myself, but I say, thank you for giving me this, even though technically I haven't got it yet. If I've thought it, then it exists in vibration. So I always thank the universe as if I've already received it. And it's part of that trust element. But kind of when you're going, when is this showing up for me? Why haven't I got this yet? This is on my board, but it's not here. It's like, as soon as you've done that, you've sent out a negative vibration that you're not being patient. You're focusing on what you don't have instead of all the amazing things that you do have to be grateful for. And it's also kind of showing a little bit of distrust in the universe, like going, well, why isn't it here? Like, are you there? Are you listening to me? So yeah, that is a huge kind of element of the being in a believe phase.
Yes, that's fantastic. So tell people where you can be found and followed. So you guys have to follow Esther, and then we are pretty much out of time, and we have a fantastic song to go out with. So tell us how people can find you and follow you.
People can find me largely on Instagram. My Instagram name is Miss Manifester, but I'm going to spell it to you because no one can even spell my first name. So it's MISSMANIFESTHER, Miss Manifester. You can also visit my website, which is esthermccann.com, and you can email me at contact@esthermccann.com. Those are the main ways to find me, really. I think that's the best way.
That's awesome. And like I said, you guys have to go to her Instagram page and follow her. She's got some really amazing content on there and some really good energy. So make sure you do that. And Dave, any last parting words before we go out with our special song?
Yeah, I've just thought of a good reason why I've got this board up as well, this manifestation board. This what's the name board that you're on about now. It saves a fortune on decorating, doesn't it? The bigger it is, you take up half the wall, so you don't have to paint the thing.
Well, you could.
That is a top tip, a manifestation tip that I've never even used.
You never thought of that, have you? See that? You know that. What do you call it? The 60-minute makeover on the telly. If they use that, it'd be done in half an hour. They wouldn't have half the work that needed to be done, would they?
Just a big corkboard and some pins, and that's it.
Very much so.
Right. Very much so.
See?
So
thank
you, Esther. I appreciate you coming. I love you. You're amazing. And
I love you too.
We're going to go out with Love Train because that's how awesome we all are. Woohoo! Holly Johnson. Thank you, Dave.
Adios.